Hopefully nobody calls me during this time either. Anyways, let's go.
No, I don't think nobody should, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
The unexpected always happens.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, it could. You never. Somebody could call me. But yeah, let's get the show on the road, everybody.
Yeah, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the APF podcast, episode 111. It is the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system once again, aka the coach.
It's the boys going for it. I hope you guys have enjoyed your Friday. Going to enjoy the rest of your Friday and the weekend. We've got a couple stories here in the association. A nice, somewhat big trade, and let's get started.
So, what I seen first up was it was. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but then it as usual. Like I said before and previously, every postseason, somebody's teams are always doing some crazy shit to get their teams better or their team looks worse. And Kemba Walker got traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for like the 15th or 16th pick of this year's
It's a
draft,
pick, yeah.
and a 2025 or 26 second round pick, and the Celtics were get Al Horford, somebody else, and another draft pick.
Yeah, so the full thing is it's Kemba, the 16th pick and the second round pick in 2025 or 6 for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a second round pick.
Yeah.
So that is the trade. And so the big thing is obviously Kemba Walker is getting traded to Purgatory in Oklahoma City. Obviously, maybe Oklahoma City may trade him again. Who knows? I just don't believe they're going to keep Kemba Walker there long term or whatever. Who knows? Maybe they try to win. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have a pretty good pick this year. So it's interesting that they were willing to do this trade. Obviously, I think Boston gets Al Horford again after they let Al Horford go. In terms of free agency, like a couple years ago, go to the Philadelphia. It's all full circle. I'm not surprised that he went back. That they went. Brad Stevens got him back. Brad Stevens was the coach during his time there, and I guess he thinks he'll do a good job for that team in terms of a presence in the center, because they're a pretty small team generally. I think they
And then
should.
they let go of some of their bigs, so they need somebody like him to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Robert Williams is generally pretty injury prone. He was also injured this year. Um, he had that crazy game. We had like 9 blocks, stuff like that. So that he's a really good. He should be their starter, but I understand having Al Horford come off as maybe the bench guy. Um, if I was them, he should totally be off the bench. I'd much rather have Robert Williams. He may not have the offensive 3-point shooting game, but there's still a lot necessary for a super athletic big who can guard the paint, block shots as we saw, and get the rebounds. So that was good for them. I think Oklahoma City, maybe they're trying to actually field a competitive team next year, or maybe they just got him to trade him somewhere else. Kemba Walker has totally went down, but it's Kemba Walker went for 2 players, basically 2 players, and a pick for Kemba Walker, a starting center. Moses Brown is actually a pretty good center as well. Maybe they'll waive him or something. And the pick. So with Kemba, he's going to be able to get back to another team, or he's going to be, the 1A, 1B option with Shai Gilgeous, probably Shai Gilgeous. He'll be probably the 1B option. And he gets a chance to showcase next year early, because I'm sure probably what they're going to do is have him play the first 30, 35 games, get close to trade deadline, look to trade him away to the other teams. And what I would say is, how are they going to truly deal with the point of him playing on that team? Is he going to just be there for a little time and be traded? And for Kemba, it's very unfortunate that he's got to this point, but injuries matter. If you have played the entire playoffs and done well, they don't trade him. They trade him because he's gotten hurt a lot, and it wasn't worth the thing. Obviously, that was another failed, trade for the or pick or free agent signing for them. The Gore Hayward one was a failure just basically because he got injured, and this Kemba one was also a failure because he got injured. Uh, and they're willing to move on from him. So this is the first big trade. We'll see how many more big trades there are, but this is going to help both teams. Both teams are going to get better. So good for each all of them.
So, so we all noticed that Rick Carlisle, he's been the Dallas Mavericks head coach for the last 13 seasons. Won one of the best rings that you could get by defeating LeBron James and the Heat when they first came together with Dirk, and now then you got supposedly Luca. I mean, not supposedly. It's pretty much known that Luca does not agree with how his rotations were going, so he decided to leave. So he was like, "Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just leave then, since we're having all these problems, since we're having Rondo 2.0 again in a different way. I'm just go ahead and leave because if things ain't working out, why am I going to stay here?" So it's like, Luke, it's understandable. I personally, me as a person who's not a fan of the Dallas Mavericks but likes some of the players on the team, I don't watch them, so I can't. So I don't really know too much, but it's understandable that sometimes these coaches with these lineups, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense down the stretch. You having this player on the court when he's not needed. And and there is like a whole montage of Luca passing up an opportunity, pass it to Porzingis when he's open, and just taking a crazy ass shot, which is I find hilarious because he just doesn't trust him that much, and Porzingis is also not happy with how the was it how the offensive plays are because he feels that some of them don't make sense. So I feel like
Yeah,
there's a point in time where you can only ride the wave for so long, and then you just have to get off, and that's what Rick Carlisle did. He's had to go after Luca and his like young presence on coming onto the court, coming on the team. Rick Carlisle just didn't have much control no more.
yeah. You know, Rick Carlisle's a guy who likes to coach a certain way, and Luca wasn't for that certain way. And I will say this: maybe he'll have a better chance, probably in Boston, or in New Orleans, with more what you would call easier superstars to deal with and coach.
I say
Obviously,
New
Luca.
Orleans. I say New
Well,
Orleans.
yeah, I think New Orleans, but I won't be surprised if he's like goes to a team with a healthy Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown in the easier conference, rather than deal with 6 to 7 really good teams. You get 2 to 3 very good teams, all as we all believe, including you get to next year. You'll be dealing with the Sixers, the Nets, the Bucks, the Hawks. Those 4 teams right there are the teams that he's going to have to deal with, rather than the Golden State, Portland, Dallas, obviously, Memphis. They got so many teams in the West that are so good, way more, like 3 or 4 more than the East has. So if I was them, you get Jason Tatum, who's 23. You get Jalen Brown, who's around the same age. They were both all stars. I would much rather go there, but I won't blame him if he goes either way. But the number one reason why he's leaving is that he doesn't want to deal with Luka no more. Okay, he doesn't want to deal with the way Luka goes around with things. Maybe he
Yeah,
was tired of the general man, not the general manager, but the guy that Mark Cuban brought in, his rotations, all that. But I do want to say that it was probably Luka. He probably got tired of how much the coach Luka, how Luka was acting against him, and how much Luka wasn't willing to go down to his system, assimilate to it. That's the type of guy Ricardo looks like. Type of guy who likes players to do what he says. They talked about how him and Jason Kidd had some issues until he had to sit down with his assistant coaches, and assistant coaches said you need to open it up more for Kidd, and that's how they dealt with that year. This was 2011, so maybe wasn't so willing to open up for Luka, to let Luka do what he does, and when you're, as I've always said, if the superstar has a problem or the superstar's parents come to you, they're all problems from the superstar, because Zion, as we were to pull into his mess, the parents are not happy because Zion's probably not happy. So that's why they fired Van Gundy, and they're going to do some changes, which may lead to Griffin end of next year if things don't go well, him being fired. So you always want to be cognizant of your superstars. And Luka doesn't even like the guy I was talking about, the gambler guy who made money off gambling NBA games and stuff. He doesn't even like him. So you gotta be careful with how you deal with your superstars. And Rick Carlisle, I think, will do better serve over in Boston, where I think Tatum and Brown are more mature and more easier to deal with. Yeah, and I also agree that Zion could be easier to deal with as well. But Luka's not for everybody, so I don't blame him for leaving. Sometimes you don't want to be second fiddle and have to be at the feet of a superstar. Some people don't want that.
I would say that it would be more easier for him to go to Boston because you already got two stars on the team who can actually put the ball in the hoop, who can score, who can do whatever you need them to do. If you need them to get buckets, they'll get you buckets. You need them to make plays, they'll make you get. You can get them to give you those plays that you want. Over in New Orleans, it's that's a young squad, man. That's a young squad filled with a bunch of 20-year-olds that are just now experiencing what it's like to be in the NBA, and that's going to be for someone like Stan Van Gundy. That was a bit much. That the fact that he thought he could do something, he didn't. It's not. This is not where this is not Orlando, where you have a bunch of older dudes that have been in the league for a while and that understand what to do. No, this is a young team, right, that you're dealing with that that probably doesn't have a lot of experience dealing with young stars. For someone like Scott Brooks is an example. How he worked so well with the Thunder at the time, because like himself, he was a young coach back then. He had young stars on his team, so it's kind of like it's different, but young people listen to some of the young coaches out there that just have experience. So I think what is it? I think he will have a better opportunity in Boston because you worry. It's like you said, you worry about 4 teams or you worry about 7 teams, and getting in the Western Conference for the playoffs is always difficult because the games fluctuate up and down. You have 50 wins, then you lose another game, then you lose some games. So it's kind of like it's kind of a bit difficult to make the playoffs over there versus the.
Yeah, I mean, you got to deal with what the last 2 teams, Memphis and Golden State, were incredible defense teams as well. They play no defense in New Orleans. Let's not forget his team in Dallas also play no defense. So it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder for him. You may have these great players. You may have Zion, Brandon Ingram, but they all play no defense. Zion doesn't play defense well at all because he doesn't have the IQ to play in good positioning. Brandon Ingram doesn't want to. And the only 2 or 3 players that do are all guards in terms of Wall, Hart, and Bledsoe. And don't forget, Bledsoe's not a good offensive player. Josh Hart's just an energy guy who can rebound and sometimes streaky. And Lonzo's actually the 3rd best offensive player on the team. So, and they need a full team playing defense. There's a reason why Memphis, Golden State were able to, get into the playoffs or to play in, because their teams are top 5, top 10 defensive efficiency teams, and all their players play defense. It's not just happenstance that those teams that Memphis is able. Even Memphis could have won 3 games against Utah last round if they have more offensive talent on their team, but their defense was so good they were able to stay in those games. So if I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm trying to go to Boston, man. Boston is the easiest team to move up. They just made the conference finals 3 of the last 4 years, anyways. So they're a ready-made team, and I just don't really get why people always say go to New Orleans. I think New Orleans would be better suited to get a new head to get a Chauncey Billups or something,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Chauncey Billups. But unfortunately for New Orleans, we'll see what they'll get. They may be the third best job behind Boston and Portland because Boston and Portland have bona fide superstars in their primes who made the playoffs this year. Even though Zion is great, he didn't do anything. So to me, New Orleans probably won't get the third best coach. I think those other two teams are going to get the best coaches.
So my favorite topic that we're about to get into is Ben disappointing Simmons. This dude is like he really annoys me for how tall this nerd is. He does absolutely dog shit on the court.
Yeah.
What is it? What is this? 8 points in 38 minutes. You got Seth Curry who's dropping 30. Come on, man. This doesn't look right.
His problem is again, we're going to talk about this here. He just can't shoot. You can't shoot and you can't make free throws. So what? Remember Lonzo Ball? Before he can make free throws at a decent rate, he would not. Everybody's like, why is he not more aggressive? Well, it's because when you're aggressive, you get fouled, and when you get fouled, you gotta go to the line. And you go to the line, you gotta make your free throws. Well, Lonzo for a long time couldn't do that either. So I don't really know what people think Ben Simmons is getting. Ben Simmons has been benched. I just was reading this. Ben Simmons was getting benched for T.J. McConnell in the playoffs because T.J. McConnell was an offensive threat. Come on, man. You got to have some offensive threatening game. You don't go inside because you can't shoot free throws. You don't shoot the ball. You're passive. After game 4, they blew that one. He was like, I got to be more aggressive. Oh, well, he wasn't more aggressive because he can't be more aggressive.
That's a fucking lie.
Yeah, of course it was some lies. You can't be more aggressive because you don't want to be. Aggressiveness equals attacking the ball. It's Kevin Durant. All these great players, when they have those crazy great games, they're averaging double-digit free throws. They're averaging 15, 16 free throws that game. This guy never does. This guy is a passive guy who knows truly that he is a complete and utter liability. And especially in this series, a complete liability. His defense, yes, Trae Young did score. I think he scored 15 points in that fourth quarter. So in the fourth quarter, not only does this guy give you no defense, basically against Trae Young, he also can't shoot any free throws. He's getting benched. He's getting benched at the end of these games. You can't be a top 20 player and get benched at the end of games. Your team's supposed to be better because you're on the floor, especially in the fourth. You got Doc Rivers benching you again and again. And nobody wants to tell Ben Simmons, you got to learn how to shoot that ball. You really have to. Okay? At least Draymond Green. People say Draymond Green. No, Draymond Green is better than him. Not only can he give you the same defense as this guy, at least he's willing to shoot the ball. At least he's willing to shoot floaters. I never see any floater alerts from this guy. Nothing. No floater, no nothing. Trae Young just killing him with the floater. He at 6'10", his floater, you wouldn't be able to block it. But he has nothing because he hasn't improved his game at all. And it's just disturbing to watch such a great, talented player who I believe has the most potential in the NBA for good because he never gets any better, wasted on being a great defensive player whose team he can't help at the end. Because you have to score at the end of the day to win basketball games. Atlanta did play good defense, but they scored up 40 points. So, I just don't think that. Look, if someone wants to trade for him, go ahead. I wouldn't trade for him. If I do, you basically going to marginalize him and tell him basically, look, man, we're trading for you because you're a great defensive stopper because your offense is ass, and we can't help you. I mean, plus, if you trade for him, you know in your heart that if in the close game, maybe with like 2 minutes left, he's gone for the rest of the game. We can't bring him back in. Somebody's gonna have to do something. Somebody's gonna have to do something. Um, you know, and just better himself at some way.
I mean, he he's gonna have to work on his off season. He's gonna have to work on his shooting. You have to work on your shooting because because you cannot say that you want to be aggressive, yet you're only scoring 8 points. You know, James Harden scoring 6 points is like damn man. It's like what the hell just happened? Ben Simmons scoring this many is a normality because he does it on a consistent basis. Scoring 6 points is like he doesn't put that many points out the board because he doesn't. So what? And he had 14 points that he could have got the line. He only got four out of the 14 because he cannot shoot free throws, and when he shoots them, he does not give them arc. He does not give them arc. He does not give it airtime. He does not. He does not. I don't even know. I don't even know how many revolutions he spent. How many? I don't know how many revolutions the ball is going. The ball spinning in the air when he shoots it. Well, it's not really going in the air, but it is at the same time. Don't know how many revolutions that ball is creating per minute, per second, or whatever. So, he's a good defender, but he's just a liability on offensive end. He's a it's like what I say. He's a good regular season player. He is not a good postseason player. You can look at the stats for the first round. You can look at the stats the second round. He's only had like one 20 point scoring game. Only one in like how they beat the Wizards in 5 games.
Yeah, they beat him in 5 games. Yeah,
Yeah, and then this is like game. He's only got one 20 point per game point scoring game in like 11 games. How? And people call him a superstar. Look, if anything, Skip Bayless should be getting on Ben Simmons' head about superstar stats or whatever, because he's not a star. You can't be a superstar and you don't want and you put up those numbers. I've never heard of being called a star or a superstar and you put up 14 points per game, 15, 16. I mean, those are okay, right? But you want to be a star, you got to drop 25. You got to drop 30. You got to drop 35. You can't be a star and put up those numbers. So he's got to get in that gym. He's got to put in that shooting work. Ain't nothing but shooting. You have decent handles. You can pass. You can do all that. You can do all the defensive work. That's fine. Work on that shooting, bro. Work on that shooting. I promise you, you will be a problem. And I will open. And once you work on your shooting, this is what Giannis could do as well. Once you work on the shooting, that opens up for the drive. So that way, people must play up on you because what people disrespecting you, even your own boy LeBron was disrespecting the fuck out of you. He was just letting you on. He was wanting you to shoot. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's all you can only say. You only can say so much to get somebody to do what you would think, what you would advise him to do, and it's up to him to do it. He's probably going to do the same bullshit next season and score like 15 points per game and be useless in the playoffs. While Joel Embiid is literally putting his career on the line to get to the conference finals, not the NBA finals, the conference finals. So, um, so
it's just this. We all just believe that the man could be a lot better if he actually, applied himself and tried to get better at basketball. But when you have people like Doc Rivers and others trying to go to Ben Simmons' protection, like it's cap. That guy is a complete and utter like useless player for your team. He's supposed to. He is an all defensive player of the year. Probably going to be a perennial player who can't score. Who literally can't score. He's your second. What is he? What? He's your second best player because Tobias Harris. I mean, was it 4 points or something? Like he can be on and off. Ben Simmons is the number one overall pick. Is he worth? Is he really? Let's go back to this. When you're number one overall pick, you're supposed to be the Zions. You're supposed to be the Keem Olajuwons. You're supposed to be, even this was for a little while, a Blake Griffin. You're supposed to be these 20-plus per game scorers who now, who can play defense, and when the chips are down, you can be counted. Joel Embiid was number one overall pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Joel Embiid, these All-NBA MVP candidate, 27, points and double-digit in your most, rebounds if you're big, assist if you're a wing, or assist if you're a point guard.
No, he was a third overall pick.
Third overall pick. I forgot who was first overall on that. It was like Bennett or something. Maybe Anthony Bennett.
No, I think it was Andrew Wiggins was number one.
Okay, yeah. Andrew Wiggins is kind of a disappointment for a number one overall pick, but I guess he's somewhat the base level. At least he can score and defend. Like people say, you want Ben Simmons or Andrew Wiggins? Let's just be all honest. Who would you rather want, Ben Simmons or Andrew Wiggins? Because I think Andrew Wiggins can be just as
Andrew Wiggins. Shit.
Yeah, just as good of a defender. Get myself tongue twisted. Just as good of a defender as Ben Simmons, but he can give me near 20 points per game. Ben Simmons gives me. He actually gives me the same amount, but I believe that Andrew Wiggins would give me at least 22 to 23 points per game, and I can win with that. You know what Ben Simmons would give me? Oh, that's right, like 10 points per game. I don't even know what his average in the playoffs is this year, but it's dropped. When you're a player like him, it's supposed to go up, shot attempts up, free throws up, scoring up. His defense is up, but the rest of his game is down. Like, this is insane. And people have to try to explain, we got to keep him on the court. You don't ever take him off of the court. No, man. You need to take him off the court. He is trash. He is trash. Garbage. It's horrible. Like, come on. It's disturbing to watch. Jeez.
Well, he's averaging 13 points, 0.2 points per game.
13 points. That is some fucking nonsense. But who's surprised? Because he's not very good. He is not very good, man. And it's disturbing, and he's disgusting, and Sixers fans should go after him and demand him to be better.
No, they won't. They want to protect that motherfucker like it's a baby, bro. They're not gonna go after him and tell him what it is. They're not gonna be like KSI and tell his brother what he needs to do and tell it to him because he loves him and he cares about what his success. They're not gonna do that. Because they don't care. They're not gonna go after him. I will. I'll tell you how it is. I'll tell you what you gotta do. If I gotta tell you, if I gotta be a little harsh to you to get you to get better, that's what I gotta do. Because you sure ain't doing it yourself. So why is anybody else gonna do it when I can do it? You're not doing yourself any justice. So I gotta get on you and tell you what it is. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna let him be a fake superstar. He's a fake what does Skip call it? Cubic zirconium superstar. A fake cubic zirconium superstar. That's what he is. Until he starts getting better, he's a fake superstar. Fuck off.
Yeah,
This fake ass.
He needs to get better. Or, you know what? Always want to get a big audience so I can destroy him so he has to watch it and listen to it. Somebody disrespect him because he's disrespecting the game, being as nonchalant as anything, disrespecting the game. You know, your team could actually have a chance of winning the championship if your ass could shoot the ball, but you can't. You freaking can't. You know what your second best player is now? His name is Seth Curry. He's a guy who they brought in for like less than $5 million or whatever they brought him in for. That's who's their best player now. But people are gonna want to protect him. So who protect him? The man makes $35 million per year.
With those, we'll put up those numbers. Are you kidding me, bro? Give me that contract. I'll put more. I'll put up better numbers than him. You paid $35,000 for that bullshit. That's like paying. That's like buying a 2000 Toyota Camry when you can just go ahead. That's like a Toyota Camry from the 2000 performed better than the one in 2020. Are you serious? So I can spend 5,000 versus spending like 25,000. Why? Why am I spending this much amount of money? They don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they know what they're doing with this contract, but they just gave away over 100 million for somebody that drops 14 points per game. If that would be the case, then why isn't all these other players on these teams getting like $100 million contracts? Oh, that's right, because they don't have the traction on their name. They're not big enough. They're not in the media enough. They're not doing enough. Well, he doesn't do enough, yet he still gets all his money. I mean, I'm not hating, but he's getting paid $35 million to basically act like a pussy on the court. I mean, if that be the case, sign us up. Shit, we'll do way better than him.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got series clincher games today. We obviously got game sixes. We have, I believe, first off, the Hawks and the 76ers. Obviously, let's first talk about the Hawks. They just came back from a second 15-plus double-digit lead in the second half against the same. Against the 76ers. Got to give those boys over there some big credit. Plus, these two games, their defense has really clearly helped close the game. And also, as well, their offense has come to life. And Trae Young is average, 25-18 game 4, 39-7 game 5. So, and then you also got 76ers, Joel Embiid going off in the first half and rightly tired in the second half because of the injury and the work he has to do to get these points. He's getting absolutely no help from any of these actual big good players in terms of the top guys. But, Seth Curry continues to drop these like fucking bombs, and you're like, wow, Seth Curry is amazing. So today, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to pick the Hawks to this game by at least 7. I just believe that the Hawks have their number. This is exactly what happened to the Clippers. Remember last year, the Clippers, everybody, against the Nuggets would go up by these big numbers. But once a team walks you down 2 times that late, no lead is safe. No lead is safe. You're never comfortable. Don't forget. I'm just saying, I don't think it'll get like that, but the Clippers had those double-digit leads, and they got walked down. And remember, the third time they got that double-digit lead, and then they walked them down, we all said it was over because this is the same team already did to you twice. They did to you 3 times, and they were shot. You got Kawhi bricking everything. You got Paul George shooting air ball corner threes or hitting this corner side of the stanchion. So
he hit the side of the backboard.
Yeah. I mean, it's all in all a bad thing to get walked down like that. And the 76ers are in real danger. They're in the danger zone of that. If they get up by a lot of points and they lose it again, it's over. I'm telling you right now, it is over. Because not only Ben Simmons will basically abandon you, but Tobias Harris may abandon you too. And what if Seth Curry doesn't play well today? Then what? Or maybe Joel Embiid finally has that game where he just doesn't have it. There's a lot of things that could come up today for those 76ers that could really get them. Plus, Trae Young has figured out this defense. He's figured out how to get that floater off with the pick and roll to get in front of guys. So he's not trying to shoot a bunch of threes if he doesn't have to, and as much as he likes to, and he's willing to get to that paint. So I'm telling you, for all you people out there, Trae Young is the real deal. And after he wins tonight, I want to have a conversation about really who's better. Because Luka Doncic may be taller and all that, but Trae Young is a better shooter, a better actually, I believe actually a better point guard. And they play the exact same defense. They both suck. So how much better is it? It's one of those few times where height between players to me almost doesn't matter because in all the actual facets of basketball, outside of physical stature and all that, they're the exact same player. They play no defense and they do the exact same things. So I'm waiting for that. Trae Young right now is going to be the future best point guard in the league, an actual point guard. That's me. Oh, okay. Can you pause me? I got a phone call.
Okay.
Hello?
Well, I knew that shit was gonna happen. I knew it.
Kaiser could do that. And
Damn.
What's first place again for 18 racers shot in G&E?
2018? Damn.
Hey, that one time you let me use this, bro, I got it up to 186. Did I tell you that?
Hell yeah, baby, it's a spaceship.
Things are fucking off.
So you moved the car, boy.
Hey, when I get my BMW, you and me got a 1v1 a couple minutes.
Oh, I don't do that shit. I only race when there's something else going on.
No? You never 1v1?
Not really.
Feels bad, bro. All right.
I'm not that good.
You'll get better, man. I'm not that good.
I'm going through that, filling out the.
That better go to be honest.
Fair.
Cut us off! I kill you!
Go ahead, Wolf. Go ahead of me. All right.
Fuck it, bro. Nobody wants to go. I'll go. I'll go so I can get pitted 6 times the first 30 seconds and rage quit. I'm down. Top 8 prediction.
All right. If you're in an S class, no nitrous, okay? If you're in an A class, you can use nitrous. It'll balance out everybody.
I am using nitrous. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Look for and find.
I'm using nitrous. I don't give
It's
a
a
fuck.
fucking local or fucking player, bro. The fuck out the way, man. Oh, okay. I'm gonna kill that guy.
Oh, he fit it.
Target acquired. Get out of my way, boy. I wanna.
What the fuck?
I hate racing so much. It's so fucking annoying.
Oh my god.
Fucking 30-second fucking stall.
He got boot.
Bro. Fuck that.
He got the boot.
We got 3 laps, guys. Anything can happen in 3 laps, guys, okay? Believe, guys. Believe. 3 laps, guys.
Bro, after that shit.
I already forgot the.
all that at the beginning and at the end. I think that's all we have to do. I can print it out.
Well,
Okay, he's still talking.
this is Chad's fault.
Yeah, he got booed. He got booed. He got bodied.
Car, relax. Don't spam, man. Finish the race, dumbass.
It's all good, man. I got you, bro.
Alright,
I'm
man.
just gonna take you to the hospital, alright?
Alright.
We're gonna lock pick in your glove box for it. But actually, you can give him the key.
Yeah. Hey, good shit, man. And here's the story, alright? Here's the story, alright? We got chased by an interceptor, pitted, and I died. And you saved me. You're a hero.
Motherfucker, I was in the same crash as you. What you mean?
Oh. What happened to you?
We got fucking rammed.
Starting the races are so fucking dog shit.
Yeah,
These guys in these shitty ass local cars you can't overtake because he's going left and right, and you get fucking pitted by the same fucking guy. So fucking annoying.
So, how about I sell you them for $225 and I can borrow your Bentley for races, huh?
Okay, you want to do that? You do 200.
Lag, please.
Barry, you don't need that much money.
I already got heart fucked enough, you know, at the ranch.
What happened? You get hard
Please.
fuck? What happened?
I got paid a total of like $30K, man.
Because you left before we actually started making
No,
money.
what you mean?
Now we make like 80, 90K a
No,
day.
at that point I just started fucking caring. Like there was no point.
Well, you didn't
I never
stay
got
diamond
paid out.
hands like the rest of us did, and now we're fucking shitting money.
I
and you're poor.
did, but Harry took all the money to fucking gamble at the casino every week.
No. You did just for a while. Everything changed. We make like 60 to 80K a day now.
Motherfucker, I was there when we made bank. I just never seen any money. What you mean?
When were you there? When you were there, we never made that much money. This started maybe like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, back then we made plenty.
Motherfucker,
Even with
I
the
haven't
fucking
paid
nines.
myself until 2 weeks ago. I'm only paying myself by risking the nines. Today was actually the first time I paid myself an actual paycheck from the dispensary in 3 months. Okay? Sometimes you gotta diamond hand.
The thing is, I just stopped caring whenever, you know, everybody, acted a little bit
All
shady.
right.
And, you know,
Somebody acted shady. You're supposed to be Barry.
I guess that would be it.
What the hell was we on? What the hell was you talking?
In terms of what? Oh no, nothing else. Just watching
Oh, yeah,
some
what-
TV. I went out to buy the stuff and just watch TV and cooking stuff. That's it. You know,
Are you talking?
spaghetti sauce and all that stuff. Yeah, I have to catch on pretty quickly. So, yeah. I'll continue to keep you updated about the application, internships, and all that. Yeah, I'll make sure to call him or text him today. Yes, that's my number. Yes. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you. You have a good day. Bye. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so what was we on? Oh yeah, we were talking about the closeout games. Yeah.
Okay, you can get me.
I already unmuted you.
Okay, I'm ready now.
So we were
fine.
talking about the
Okay.
elimination.
Yeah, what was I? What were we talking about?
We're talking about the elimination games.
Oh yeah,
For-
yeah. Sorry, the Hawks. Are they gonna win this
Yes.
elimination game? You know, to me, they have the momentum. This team they beat like 2 times, being down. They even play very well. So what's going to happen when they play well tonight? If they play well tonight, I think they're going to win.
And that's just simple. Like this,
You know,
it's just simple like that.
yeah.
And it's tough to say, but the Sixers don't deserve to win the series after that one. They just don't.
No, they don't really. You know, you lose that. That's 2 games that you've already lost in terms of getting being up, then being down. So losing the lead, you're not supposed to lose that kind of lead when at this point.
That losing those types of leads was unheard of like 15 years ago. Now all of a sudden, people are losing leads left and right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot easier to lose leads now, just because of 3-point ball and everything. So hopefully they're able to do better next this game, stuff like that, and also they can play better. But we'll see. And then also we have the Clippers. Quickly for me, the Clippers and the Jazz. Mike Conley's coming back to play tonight because it's obviously Game 6 and he needs to win this game. They need to win this game. This is do or die game. I wonder how good he'll be. We've seen James Harden, how limited he's been in terms of his in terms of how he's played with the hamstring injury.
It was just complete dog. It is kind of sad to see.
It is sad
how dog water he was that game.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Yeah, but he's I'll give him this. He's doing whatever he can to be on the court because he understands him being on the court at least means something. If it was another, sorry player with that he would be resting his legs or resting his hamstring for next year. But James Harden just believes, look, if we can win this Game 7, I can get a little bit of a break. Maybe that other series goes another day. Maybe Kyrie can come back from his high ankle sprain, and we can be better. So I get what he's doing. At least he scored 16 points of that game. But they have to get off to a much better start in Game 7 for them. But they are not tonight's game. We're also talking about the Jazz and Clippers. The Jazz is going to need all hands on deck. Donovan Mitchell is going to have to be much more aggressive, much better in terms of his offensive repertoire and game, and hopefully he can improve on his game from last game. He scored like 21 points, and Bogdanovich had the 33 points. I think they need both those guys to have 30 points per game, and they're going to need the defense to be a lot better in terms of inside the paint. There's nothing you can really do for a team that's maybe making those jump shots like those guys were making last night, 2 nights ago for the Clippers. They're just making jump shots. You put your head in their face, and they make 60% of their shots almost all night or most of the night. There's nothing you can do outside of hurting somebody. You gotta have to live with it. So I don't think the Clippers are going to shoot that well tonight. I do think Paul George is going to have another double-double, 30 and 20, 30 and 15. I'm sorry, 30 and 13, and maybe 6-7 assists. But he's going to need somebody else to come along. And who would that be? Marcus Morris here, Reggie Jackson there. We'll see. Obviously, with the Jazz, how good is Mike Conley going to be? Is he going to be ready to be able to push off on that hamstring through his pre-game routine? They're going to talk about that, how he's looking. That's how we found out James Harden is going to be pretty god awful because he can't do anything literally. He can't drive, do anything. So Mike Conley is going to be a big part. And can the Jazz sustain the 3-point shooting? They shot 3-point well for about a half in a couple of minutes in the third, but because they played good defense.
Actually, they only made three. They only made three pointers in the whole entire second half.
Yeah, well, they made obviously those the last 3 in the third quarter, early in the third quarter, not towards the end. So, but that could have been a game 6-1 for them if they just played better defense. Maybe they're up 10, 15 points, but because of that, they're only up by 5. And then when the shooting stopped, they stopped and they went by the wayside. And hopefully they can do better in terms of, keeping the momentum up for the game and how they're shooting. But today's game is going to be all about defense. It's going to be all about which teams can play defense the best for the longest time. I told you and everybody else at the house, whoever can't score, plays defense for about 2 or 3 minutes is going to win that game, and that's what happened. The Clippers were able to play defense for just enough to build a lead, and they kept it because they were able to make big shots. We saw Ray Jackson made 2 incredible shots to keep building up the lead to 7, 8 points. And even though the Jazz will come back, and so the Jazz are gonna have to make sure to see better improve their defense. Paul George is going to score his 30 points. His usage is going to be incredibly high, and he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. So there's not so much you can do about him. But what you can do is keep in front of guys. And Rudy Gobert, I don't know what they're going to do about him. He's getting exposed. It is not his fault. It's called biomechanics.
It's going to call him the deep water 23. Bring him on 23 and attack him.
Yeah, they just, like we said, Ray Jackson just bring him out to deep water. And Rudy Gobert is like, I don't want to go out there, but I have to. And it's unfortunate that is what's got to happen, but it's going to happen. And also, sometimes he played good defense and it didn't matter. And so that's even worse. And I know he's very, very mad. And we're gonna have to see what defensive changes they're going to do to help Rudy. Are they going to now, are they going to try and help too much or maybe shed some little help and communicate? I'm helping. So you got to worry about these two guys. And remember, in the NBA today, with the way people know about spacing, they're going to make it hard for you if Rick Jackson kicks that thing out and, Paul George is trying to shoot it and he knows where his boy is, Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris is going to be somewhere where you ain't going to recover. So that's kind of the issue that the Jazz have, is that they can't play small ball like a Warriors, like a Lakers, like even maybe the Suns. Can't play these small ball lineups that to combat the small ball of a different team. They always say maybe you should play big, but the problem with Rudy Gobert is Rudy never gets any buckets. Rudy doesn't get any plays. No, not even a play. Not even post up, because he has no post game. He doesn't hook shot. I never see anything. Like, this guy this guy is Ben Simmons, but he's supposed to be that. He shoots no mid range, shoots no nothing, and he's incredible and he's great. And the first defensive player of the year. But offensively, if the other team's got it going and you don't, you can't throw it into him and get some easy buckets because he doesn't have anything. Like, what if they had like Jonas Valanciunas on the Jazz? They could punish the Clippers. And the Clippers would be forced to.
He's a low key good. He's a low key good player. He's low key good.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. Hopefully he does good, and I do want Donovan Mitchell to win tonight and get a Game 7 back in Utah. But I got a sneaky feeling that playoff.
I do as well. I really do.
Yeah, I just got a sneaky feeling, man, that playoff P about to do it big right now. I'm about to win this game and send them packing. So,
bro, I got a feeling. That's gonna happen. I don't know. I want Donovan Mitchell to win, but then at the same time, I got a feeling that Paul George is gonna gonna demoralize all of them and just completely just destroy them.
Yeah, I do too. I do think that may just happen. And how much do they have left in the tank? Donovan Mitchell, obviously, I told you he said he barely can walk because of the ankle injury, because he has basically had no rest. These games are every other day. So hopefully he can find a way to eke it out, but he's got to be more aggressive in the first quarter, because I don't think what they did last night was so bad. We've had those games. We've had games like that. Joe Harris had that kind of game, like Jeff Green had, like Bogdanovich had, where he was a high scorer, and they played defense and they won because the other guys would chip in. They were like 25, 30 points. But when you have, you do that and you play no defense, and eventually those guys are going to go cold. Yeah, Jordan Clarkson making all those threes. You're going to go cold. And because they play no defense, they kept it close and they lost the lead. So hopefully they can do better. but I do think we're gonna have two series in tonight. We're gonna have our conference finals, uh, one team away from being done, and we're gonna have to look forward to either Chris Paul playing at the beginning of the games because we don't know still if Chris Paul got vaccinated, then got COVID, or just was close to somebody. We will see. I believe they said we will see tomorrow or Sunday to find out that. But I am ready for the conference finals and for
Bro, I hope he does. I hope he I hope he's good. I hope he's good, man, because he's this close away from getting in the ring, from possibly getting in the ring.
yeah, that's true. Well, is there anything? What? Any other stories? Let me see. Oh well,
No,
yeah, fucking Cole Beasley go out there crying about there being no restrictions for vaccinated players. So that's one thing. And just to quickly talk about that, I get that he, says I'm not for vaccinations and blah 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 blah. Look, the NFL is a business. No business, truly no business, especially the NFL, these sports leagues are going to come out here and try and do one for one. No, if you're not vaccinated, I'm sorry, you're going to have certain rules because we need to protect people. We need to give a reason for people to be vaccinated across this country. People are putting in things. Vaccinations are good. I'm sorry, it is not good. It is not good to just say that, well, because you're not vaccinated, you can have the same things. No, 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 no. All sports leagues want vaccinations. Do they believe in science? They sure do. Now, Cole Beasley cannot believe in science. Cole Beasley can go and do whatever he wants. And then I had to read Jason Willock saying, oh, he's speaking his courageous truth. What a bunch of baloney.
what?
So when I speak my courageous truth on people should be getting the vaccine to protect themselves, then what am I? Oh, I'm speaking the same thing as my overlords. Oh yeah, because being courageous,
What
like
type of
he is.
cool shit is he on, man?
Jason Willock has completely changed. He's gone completely conservative, woke, all this. God, God is great, man. But these people out here, find a way to change the real message of him into a way, in my opinion. But yeah, Troll Beasley going out here reading this crazy stuff, saying I'm not going to take no vaccine. All this. There's a lot of NFL players that feel this way. Well, maybe they are, but all I know is last year when we had all these same kind of restrictions, Cole Beasley wasn't crying nothing. Wasn't crying nothing. Now that people got vaccinated, and people in power, people in their businesses are correctly giving these guys more of an opening because if I know you're vaccinated, that means I don't have to be so restrictive around you. I can take off my mask. I can hug you. I can talk to you face to face because we all have the vaccine, a 90% vaccine that protects us pretty much from everything. So yeah, we can no mask, everything. We good. We Gucci. Yeah, you gotta have a mask on, bro, because you can catch COVID anytime, and we don't want to get COVID. COVID, the vaccine may protect you from COVID. It won't stop you from getting COVID. It just stops you from getting some crazy response. And he wants us to all be the same. Well, I'm sorry, life isn't fair. Okay, if you want to be in the same, if you want to have your no vaccine self and be around other people with no vaccine, go ahead. But if you want, your business to be equality because I should also wear no mask when I have no fuck you, dude. You need a fucking mask on your face because you're gonna spit that nasty ass COVID out here. And also him saying I eat healthy, blah 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 blah. Yes, you do
What
eat.
the fuck is that, bro? What does you being healthy have to do with no vaccine? But there are
Yes,
people that are healthy
they've
out
done
here
some.
that still get it.
Yeah, there are people that have been, it's true that in studies, athletes don't get heart inflammation because they're very, very fit, all that great. But all I know is Jason Tatum got it and he can't breathe the same. Cam Newton got it last year and he wasn't the same. There are still effects and you should still protect yourself. Now, his nonsense. The only good thing about him is that he's not very popular. And he's just a little small fry who can talk whatever he can talk because he has he's no real sponsorships, no real nothing, and he makes $4.7 million per year. So if he wants to go out there and start capping, because he is going to cap, he's going to say all this dumb shit, and then his fuck ass is going to go and wear that fucking mask on his face, do what he needs to do, because he's going to start losing money. And we all know what's the truth of the matter is. When you start losing money, you start doing the right thing. And the right thing is go wear that fucking mask, don't get a vaccine, and go on your way. Who is even telling you all these things? No, he's just mad that he's not vaccinated, so he doesn't get the things that vaccinated people get. Sorry, vaccinated people get this. You don't get that. That's how it works. I don't know what's this thing. We're vaccinated. We cannot wear masks if we don't want to. Okay? I do because we live with people with conditions. So I can't do what I want. If I was by myself, it would be a whole different ballgame. It would be. I wouldn't really wear a mask, blah, 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 blah. I do my own life. Okay? Anyways, I don't even talk to people out here anyways. Most people don't even talk to you anyways. We've walked through hours of these stores during the pandemic. People generally just don't talk around you anyways. They just do their own thing. Even if people no mask, they're like doing their own thing. So it's whatever. It just pissed me off. I just sit here and watch this fucking short ass white dude who's shorter than me have to go out here and complain about it's not fair. Basically, that's what his complaint was. Fuck him, man. That dude's fucked.
Man, it's always white people that just have to feel entitled to say whatever. I mean, it's just always white people just always feel like they just have to speak their mind and shit about certain shit that just don't make any kind of sense. But you can't. What can you do when you have no control over that?
Yep.
So I'm guessing that's it.
Yep. That's it, man.
And with that being said, this has been another episode of the APF Podcast, episode 111. It is I, the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system once again, aka the coach, signing out.
And it's your boy going for. I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Enjoy everything. Just got my first paycheck ever today on the direct deposit. At least I didn't have to spend more of the money that I had to today. Thank God. If you like, comment, rate, subscribe this video, do all that stuff. We got links in the description, everything that you can need. Support the podcast. We've done well over 100+ weeks. Remember, there's 100+ weeks already of content. This is probably around I don't know if 152 weeks in the year. So we're still somewhat far away from a full year of the cast, but it's been fun. I hope you guys enjoy.
We already did a whole year.
Okay, we already did the whole year. Okay, we've done a whole year already. It was a great year, and can't wait for the second season, which has already obviously begun. Well, already. So, see you guys later.